honestly, it's getting to the point now of Arsenal where I would really, because obviously I mentioned earlier that I bought my dad Arsene Wenger's autobiography for Christmas. I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, I got a bit of a taster of Arsene Wenger's autobiography from listening to the Tuesday Club podcast, and Alan Davis of QI and Jonathan Creek fame, massive Arsenal fan. He interviewed Arsene Wenger about the autobiography, and he was keeping his car. He was kind of. It comes across as an autobiography that's not really a tell-all, but like a kind of, well, I did this and I did that, and then this happened. Nothing about why he signed players like Chu Young Park or anything like that, which is, so I'm hoping that a sort of similar style documentary is going to come out about Arsenal, maybe about Arteta and what because I'm still struggling to figure out what kind of a manager personality wise Arteta really is, in a sense. He doesn't feel like a kind of like a player pleaser, really.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's frozen out Ozil, and he constantly freezes out players that he doesn't, think, or drop players that he doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think he's really a manager who plays his best team sometimes, given how he's stuck with Willian over these past couple of weeks. So I'd love to kind of get an insight into the way Arteta's mind works, sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel like Mourinho, in the sense, is more the kind of he evaluates people's health, their how match fit they are, and that's why we haven't seen like much of Lo Celso and Ndombele playing at the same time, because Ndombele just isn't fully match fit, but Lo Celso is. He can play a full match, but Ndombele can play 60 minutes on average. Same with Bale,
sure.
But also, Mourinho is a bit of a character. Always has been. Always a bit of a character. Always very good with the media. Always gives a good quote. Arteta kind of just sits there and goes, yeah.
But did you see, Tom? Did you see the Impact Wrestling of all Twitters? Right?
Yeah.
They did that thing, like, basically, it was, they retweeted ESPN and Arteta saying something along the lines of, I'll see if I can find the tweet. But it was something along the lines of,
I love how Impact are aware that most of their demographics are in the UK, so they can make a joke. They can make a joke about Premiership football that would go over most American viewers' heads.
Yeah,
pretty impressive, kayfabe.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find it here.
I really need to turn on my heater because it's getting fucking freezing in here.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I found it. So essentially, this Arteta after, I think it was the Burnley game or something. Oh, no, it might have been the Spurs game. This was on December 21st. So ESPN, Mikel Arteta said, last year we won against Everton with a 25% chance of winning. You win 3-2. Last weekend it was a 67% chance of winning. Any Premier League game in history, and a 9% chance of losing, and you lose. 3% against Burnley, and you lose. 7% against Spurs, and you lose. And Impact Wrestling, who have long been the kind of butt of the joke of the professional wrestling world, quoted that tweet and said, the numbers don't lie and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. And the fact that Impact Wrestling are laughing at Arsenal's misfortunes just says it all, really, about how much we fall.
I do feel sorry for you guys, though. Like, I feel like you guys get a lot of stick because you're probably the only Arsenal fan that I'm actually really good friends with, who I'd actually like hanging out with.
Well, the thing is about
Arsenal fans.
The thing is about Arsenal Fan TV, right? Like,
comedy show.
The thing is about Arsenal Fan TV
all over Facebook. You've seen it.
They specialize, right? They are basically, they want the clicks and they want the views from all fans, not just Arsenal fans, just neutral fans, just so they can rake in that sweet e-commerce.
Dollar.
Yeah. So they have to bring in the biggest characters and biggest, most outspoken
Arsenal
fans of our fan base. I know plenty of level-headed Arsenal fans who, and in fact, I was when Arsenal Fan TV first came out in about 2012 or 13. In the very beginning, there were some really level-headed blokes on it, and then they realised, oh, hang on, we're not getting the views we really want. let's bring in some more colourful characters who have their opinion, regulate their outspoken opinions on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And I just half the time I find these blokes they get so excessively angry and talk absolute bollocks, and no wonder people just tune in and droves.
It kind of reminds me of about some of the people that I see on the Kickoff podcast as well. The one, so I think one of them just like he's like, oh, that guy shouldn't have moved there. He should have moved to somewhere prestigious like Chelsea. It's like every time it's, oh no, should have moved to Chelsea. Should have moved to Chelsea. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. The problem is with their TV is that you can't really fault them. That's the kind of clincher, because they do go to every single Arsenal game home and away if they can. So they have an absolute right to voice their opinions on how it's going, which is the thing. It's just a shame that they obviously our performances on the pitch have yet to be desired, but they're one of the main reasons why people kind of look down upon our club.
Yeah.
At least you're not. At least you're not Chelsea. At least we don't like to see you fail. When I watched the game yesterday, I was like, I am watching to see Chelsea scum go down. Because of
Yeah, but to be honest, like even though like Arsenal is my biggest rival in football, for me it would have been worse for Chelsea to win because they're higher in the table, so that wouldn't have been, it would have created more competition for us, I think. So for that reason I am glad Arsenal won.
So, but I'm still on the fence about Arteta and whether he's going to last. This January window, right, is going to be astronomically massive for us. This is going to be the biggest transfer window in the club's history, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not even high. I always say this every single year. It's like, oh, we're so shit. We might go down. Ha ha ha. But honestly, it's a real possibility that we're going to be in the mix now if fortunes don't turn around for us. And I'm shit scared of that happening. So this is,
if it did happen, I feel like you guys would benefit from something like that happening.
Maybe, our owners would probably take things a lot more seriously. Because I feel like we are managed by a bunch of clowns who just do not care about football at all. Well, Stan Kroenke, he's not a football person at all.
He's just in for the dollar.
He's another guy who got taken the piss out of by Vince McMahon, right? And if you get taken the piss out of by Vince McMahon for being out of touch, then there is something horribly wrong.
That's Vince punching through his own mirror into Stan's face, isn't it?
Exactly. That's a very good analogy.
I've injected the poison into Arsenal Football Club.
We're going to inject the poison.
I want Vince McMahon to own a Premiership club.
There was rumors that he was going to take over Newcastle, wasn't there?
Can you imagine? It's like we have our Newcastle the BBC make that first announcement of the new owner and manager, and it's a very wrestling style reveal. You just hear no chance. So what's what you got?
I want a match between. I want Vince to book a match between Steve McManaman and Fletch on BT4.
Yeah.
Oh, your asses.
Yeah.